All right, so the next section is outdoor water usage, gray water and rainwater. And just real quick on that, we are currently, there are two approaches to doing this. Both are through the EPA's Outdoor WaterSense Water Budget Tool. First, we have provided you a link to the Outdoor Water Budget Tool in a downloadable spreadsheet. This is the best way to do it in our opinion because you can save your work and it can be an iterative process as the landscape design is always going to change from when the project starts to when the project, I mean, even the project ends and then we have projects going on 3 years later that they're still trying to negotiate the landscape design on it. So, so this allows you to have an iterative process as that change goes through, and you can keep saving it and making more informed decisions on your design and deciding what to do from there. So we highly recommend utilizing the downloaded link. However, if you just want to do a quick, fast, off-the-cuff outdoor water assessment, you don't have much going on outside, you've got a small urban lot, and the project's already done, then we can switch over to the online tool. So why don't we jump into that real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that open here. And so the EPA Outdoor Water Budget Tool, if you go to their website, you will see the ability to download all this information, and you'll see the ability to get more information. So yeah, if you just Google EPA Outdoor Water Budget and then head over to there it is. So EPA.gov WaterSense Water Budget Tool. So make sure your Flash player is updated. You can also find the latest Excel tool here. We'll try to keep that updated. But you can go to, well, they've got a manual here as well. And it does look like it's getting upset at me about not having Flash. Well, we're not going to spend too much time here on the outdoor tool. But essentially what it is that it allows you to put in the area of your landscape plan, and then it allows you to say, okay, you know, I've got 500 square feet of Kentucky bluegrass. That's high flow water. We're using, you know, it's conventional irrigation on it. And then I've got another 100 square feet of you know, impermeable pavers, and then 100 square feet of some bushes around the house that are drought tolerant, native adaptive, and that has no watering. And then it outspits a water usage number for you, and then from there, you know, tells you what your savings would be, you know, based on that. And one thing to note too about the outdoor water budget tool is that it does come across for the whole year. So in a state like mine, where we don't water all year long, or you have variable watering rates across the year, it's just going to kind of tell you that you use all of this water per month, no matter what, even in the winter, which is kind of crazy. So I think they're working on that. So what we tell people is, like in our case, we might say, okay, we might start watering, you know, halfway through May and then stop watering halfway through September. So add those 2 months, that's 1 month, plus June, July, and August. So that's 4 months of watering. So you might take what their tool is telling you, divide it by 12 because it's telling you for the whole year, and then divide out the months that you wouldn't be watering. It's a very off-the-cuff way of doing it until something better comes along and they can fix this issue. But we will accept that too if you want to break it down and have a more common sense approach to your actual outdoor water usage. So anyway, like I said, we're not going to get into this today. It would take a long time, so we have a whole full-blown 1-hour webinar with WaterSense on their water budget tool that goes through the whole thing in detail, and you can download it and follow them along. It's free on our YouTube channel. You can grab some lead AP CEUs from it if you go to their website. And you can always reach out to us if you're going through a project, and we'd be happy to help you out. And they have all sorts of guidance documents and tools on it as well. So I wanted to bring up the score here. So again, we've got ones as the placeholders here. So if you're doing a new construction, you do have to consider outdoor water usage. However, if you're doing a renovation and not touching the landscape, then you can completely ignore it and just leave it alone and just keep these one placeholders in here so that it's at effectively 0%. So when you're using the outdoor water budget tool, basically what it's going to do is tell you your site, should have been using 3,000 gallons of water for the year. But with your great plan that you have, you're going to be using your drought tolerant grasses that work just like Kentucky bluegrass, but are low, they don't have to water them at all, and you're going to be using rain gardens, and you're just going to be reducing your landscaping and keeping the rest of it native. That's what you're going to do, right? You and your clients. So, let's say that comes back and you're only at a demand of 500 then for whatever various reasons, a certain patch. So you can get your outdoor water savings that way and keep the score, updated in that regards. For the tool. So let's see here. So we're going to take a look at the rain and gray water. So there is opportunity to capture details from rain and gray water usage. At this time, we do not have any formulas or tools to help you do that, such as capturing usage from tanks or rain barrels or gray water systems. We would look for a calculation from a professional on these and use that until we build one out. There are a couple things to note. Gray and rainwater use can only be counted towards what it is being used for. So for example, you can catch hundreds of gallons of water for outdoor use, but you cannot count that towards indoor use. You must max the number out at the outdoor only and or the toilet if you're using it for toilet water, but you can't count it towards, for example, potable water usage if it's not being hooked up to potable water, and potable water usage for rainwater is illegal in your area, which it is in mine and many other areas. So currently we're going to trust you to do that. However, we'll be looking at the calculations on that until we automate the system a little bit more. Now, groundwater wells can count, but water taken must be replaced at nearly the same rate and the same cleanliness it was taken so as not to deplete the precious groundwater resources. This is usually referred to as black water remediation through living machines. And so standard wells and standard septic systems just are not going to count for rainwater or for water catchment here in this category. And yes, you can be zero water and get a score of 10 if you use 100% rainwater for all your uses, potable included. And this can be done without changing any of your fixtures or sacrificing any of your flow rate on your fixtures. You can be a full score of 10 and be zero water based on catchment only. All right, so that concludes the outdoor and rainwater, gray water system, and then we're going to move on to certification. But let's just see if there's any questions here that I can help answer as we move forward. And so there's a question about, is there a structural waste factor? And I actually I don't know what that is. So again, we're in a situation where we're always looking at new ideas and putting stuff out there, but we're also trying to just keep things real simple and meaningful. And so if something doesn't really impact that much water usage, we just want to focus on the things that are really going to have the impact and that are really going to be making it easy for the project to have a meaningful way to measure usage.